Some guy, go ahead.
That we're live.
Okay. Hello out there in YouTube land.
There we go.
Oh, damn. That was a waste of breath.
See if it Oh yeah, we are actually live. That's it. If it's showing, we'll have to see in a couple minutes. But we got Nate in here, Little Lone Prepper, Shadow Dancer, Shift Kicker, Sassy Cat, Lisa.
Yeah. Oops.
Oh, how's everybody doing tonight?
Hello, Lisa. Hello, Sassy. Hello, Nate. Hello, out there in YouTube land. I got it in that time.
Yeah, Sassy Cat. It was a bit nippy today.
What do you mean? It felt good.
What was your temperature down there?
Well, the cop had to stop me and tell me to put a T-shirt on. My headlights was on bright, and it was so it was pretty nippy. My wife's looking at me like they gonna come take you away.
I'm coming on my coast to get you.
It was a windy 50 here today.
No, they're talking here tomorrow. It's supposed to be in the 40s. That means when I go fishing tomorrow, I can't reel it in as fast as I've been reeling. I have to slow down. Well, let me jump ahead for a little bit. I know this is October. What you got planned for Thanksgiving?
Well, probably not much of anything. Just probably something because it's just me and my son. I'll probably roast a chicken or something because I got chicken in there I've been wanting to cook up.
Why don't y'all come on down here? We're gonna have turkey, ham. We're gonna have to break out the big table. Just to put the food on. Yeah, just to put the food on. I mean, I'm cooking here, and everybody else is gonna be bringing a couple of dishes also.
Yeah,
like that. You know. I know you live kind of a couple of miles away from me, but
Couple miles.
just a couple.
Just a couple.
You and your son's welcome to come down. We got an extra bedroom. Come on.
Just a couple miles away.
Yeah.
There's a hop, skip, and jump.
I've been craving ice cream for the last week. I bought some 3 days ago, and this is my first bowl. So.
Uh-oh.
Howdy.
You're in trouble now.
What's that?
You're in trouble now.
Why? Uh-oh. What's up, Trust? I see your pics been playing with electricity again.
What? You don't like my hairdo?
No, I'm jealous of it. My wife won't let me have mine like that.
You don't have to brush it. Nothing else in the morning when you get up. How you doing, chat? Are you wearing your red?
What's that?
Are you wearing your red today?
No,
What's red?
Oh, come on. I think the white
What's
means
red?
punch you in the nose. You're supposed
What's
to wear
red?
color red today. Support the troops.
Look. When I'm talking, you're supposed to listen to what I'm saying so you can insult me
Where's the
later.
mute button at? I'm gonna mute
All
him.
right. We'll have to see if my bot's working.
Yeah.
I've got a
What's
8-ball thing in there. See if it tells
Yeah.
the future.
What's
man.
red for, Trust?
Doesn't look like
You're starting to sound like Putin.
Asshole. Does Putin say that?
No, I just said you're starting to sound like Putin. Red is to support the people who are deployed, and other reasons, but it's basically all military. You got to definitely remember the boys and girls deployed.
Well, see, I forgot. I really have. And besides that, the only thing I got that's red on is my underwear, and ain't no damn body seeing that.
Nah, nobody wants to see that. That's what she said.
See,
I read the Mrs. freaking mind. She said nobody wants to see that.
that's right. That's why there's a light switch in the bedroom, on and off.
Yeah.
No and hell no.
Bigfoot was in here.
Yeah, I think Lake's here.
I know Lake's in there. I don't know who Bigfoot is.
Yeah,
He wasn't feeling good
Bigfoot
today.
commented earlier, and
Oh, okay. So he's
something
probably
about his comment being strange or something. I
Trust, I know it's been a while, but how you been doing?
doing all right today.
How's the heat out your way?
Well, it got in the 80s today.
Hell, it ain't that bad. Y'all having a cold wave, ain't you?
Yeah. I'm
Damn.
battling with YouTube right now, trying to change it to live chat. It keeps throwing me in. So,
All right, I'm gonna keep my mouth shut for a few seconds.
yeah, Bushcraft, you're doing an awesome job. You get the best person you can have here to ask how the world has changed, because you got the oldest mofo I know on this planet sitting right next to you, and he's eating his turtle-based chicken soup or whatever it is.
Oh, I thought it was.
Friggin' damn ice cream, you old geezer.
Oh, I thought you was having your Fruit Loops.
They on top of the refrigerator.
Oh,
So did you get your magic
They
8 ball to work?
beside a Captain Crunch. I got to be careful. I can't name off everything got up there. I liable to see Trust at my door in a minute.
Nope.
What's that? I got Wheaties in there too. The Trust can have those. I saw what it done to that one guy.
You probably eat those great nuts.
And that's what I was trying to think of, but I couldn't think of the name of it.
Yep, there you
I'll break nuts.
go. I will put a bowl of pebbles, rocks in your soup, and then add some water into it, or milk if you want to really try to fool yourself, and just start biting into them. Just check your chat. Sorry. So the magic 8 ball, did you get that working there, Beartooth?
Get what working?
There's magic 8 ball. You can ask a question.
I didn't say nothing about no magic 8 ball. That was bushcraft.
I'm talking to Bushcraft. I'm not talking to you, you old fart.
You said bare truth.
yeah, the stupid bot's supposed to join when I go live, and it hasn't. I'm gonna end up just making my own.
Fire 'em.
I got a list of questions asked to Magic 8 Ball about Bear Truth.
Well,
Watch it now. It can come back on you.
No, it won't.
Yeah, you too ornery.
Yeah, I think that's only. Yeah, I only got a couple things. I could
There's Bigfoot.
enable slot machine and see if that does anything.
Yeah. He said, Bigfoot saying, just listen tonight. Good to see everyone.
Hope you're feeling better, Bigfoot.
Well,
Well, one of the things I wanted to go over was how things changed from, well, we'll say just the 80s and 90s compared to now. So I've been seeing a lot of things how even the news is saying how the good old days was and everything.
man, did you notice most of the reporters on the news? There's no way they're old enough to live the good old days.
They can't even come close to describing it. Can they trust?
No.
Hey Tony, how's it going?
Yeah. I remember coming home when the street lights turned on. That was our curfew.
I remember diving on the front porch as the street lights coming on. Shit, time you wake up, you ain't nowhere around the house. You're gone that
Yeah.
whole day.
Well,
I
it
mean-
depends if it's Saturday morning or not. You're having a second bowl of cereal and watching your cartoons.
You're damn right I was. Tom and Jerry, Pie, Woody Woodpecker, you know, all the good ones.
No, we said 80s and 90s. We didn't say 20s and 30s.
Damn. That,
Hey, that's pretty good. I got your wife to giggle.
I can't think of that. Betty, but hell, I know you remember Betty Boop. She was back in your day.
Who's that?
Right.
Well, if you kind of pay attention to the thumbnail, there I had some a picture of the going thing nowadays. I don't even know if I can actually say it online, but
Hello, Tony Carlo.
Put it in private and I'll give you the source's answer.
Yeah,
Well-
he's old enough. He'd remember it.
well, you have defund the police and America is can't really say that and silence the parents.
Yeah.
I mean, how do you think that would go? Say in the 80s, if a bunch of people was sitting out there with the sign to defund the police.
It'd be a bunch of youngins with knots on their heads and asses.
Yeah. Dog off leash.
There's two things you never told your parents. Number one is no, and the other one is, Daddy, I'm bored. That's two things you did not say.
Oh yeah, I
Lisa,
remember. Well, I've told this story before. Is I was real little and everybody had some fancy shoes at the school. I think they were Converts.
Yeah.
And I wanted those shoes, and I said I can't run fast, and it hurts to walk, and everything like this. And my grandpa, well, be it him, he took me to a bar, and he goes over to his friend, and he's setting up on the bar, and he's telling his friend, he says, my grandson over here is complaining that he needs these shoes, and how good they'll make you run and all this. And he said, "What do you think about that?" And he flipped the stool around, and the guy didn't have any legs. And says, "Well, I wish I had feet to put shoes on."
Yeah,
And
that'll stick to you for a while.
yeah, I didn't worry too much about shoes after that.
Yeah, you learn life lessons quickly back then
Yeah.
with things like that. After you getting hit by a car the first time on your bike, you knew to look both ways.
Yep.
If you survived.
Well, you just rub some dirt on it then and keep
Yeah,
moving.
You just
Nowadays,
hope that
you
they're
have to make a big scene and protest about it and
yeah,
press charges and sue everybody and all kinds of stuff.
yeah. There's a protest for anything and everything now.
Oh yeah.
That's right. It doesn't work no more.
Yeah, and oh, that thought just went away.
I'll be over late. Shortly when the baked potatoes are done.
Yeah, put some bacon and butter and sour cream on mine. Gee, I could sit there and make a meal out of one baked potato.
Well, baked potatoes nowadays. Well, they think baked potatoes nowadays. Them little things.
Well,
about
small ones, I know.
I like
one
the
to make
big
one.
baked potatoes where it takes
Yeah.
an hour and 20 minutes to bake in the oven.
Yeah.
Not 20 minutes in the microwave either.
We
Yeah.
call them Texas size down here.
Well, they're called growing them in your own garden potatoes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I tried that. I got nothing.
Well, I've still got sweet potatoes out there. I'm probably going to go out tomorrow and
When does
hopefully I
one?
get something out of it.
When does one normally plant sweet potatoes?
Anytime in the spring to midsummer.
All right.
I got mine in probably late, so they're not going to be big sweet potatoes, but they'll probably be the fingerling type potatoes, sweet potatoes.
Okay.
Because I knew I didn't have enough time for regular potatoes. If then they would turn out the little ones that they sell nowadays.
Like Bigfoot is very lucky.
I'll be back in a sec.
Mhm.
Bacon, butter, broccoli, cheese, sour cream on potatoes.
I wouldn't give him one unless freaking Bigfoot took his allergy medicine.
That's got to be a big potato to put all that stuff on there.
Yeah.
Like you said, that's one of them Texan tomatoes.
Potatoes.
What did I say?
Tomatoes.
I said tomato. Ah, shit. Okay,
You're
potato.
still thinking about carrots. I know you.
I don't even go there. No, I don't even want to hear it.
Well, since you don't want to hear it, you want to see pictures?
No. Oh. I tell you what, you showed me your carrots, I'll show you my cucumbers.
Yeah, if I wanted to see freaking little pickles, I had to go to the grocery store.
I should have bought that damn gallon jar.
Okay, I'm back.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
And Beatrice didn't behave the second that you're gone.
Oh, bullshit. You started it. JJ, I'm going to say it's about 50 some degrees out here. I mean, one of them days you pray for?
Well, it was here. It was windy, and it's that cold breeze that comes in and says your summer's over.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, North
And
Dakota and South
you get
Dakota.
you get that chill. Except this doesn't count on you, Truss.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Well,
we're still waiting for the cold front to come down here.
Yeah, you don't get them cold breezes down there.
Yeah.
Well, they said here tonight, we're supposed to have a cold front coming through this afternoon. And if
Yeah.
that's a cold front out there, damn, it feels good.
Well, we're supposed to frost tonight, so I don't think it's going to be a big frost. Like it's going to kill the plants or anything.
Yeah. Damn,
But
JJ said it's supposed to drop to 15 degrees where he's at tomorrow.
Oof.
Where you at, in Alaska or North Pole?
No, North Dakota and South Dakota were supposed to be in the teens this morning in this cold front.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I think the high I saw on the weather map was 17. And I think that was in South Dakota.
Now, out of curiosity, North Dakota, South Dakota, do they start getting cold weather about this time of year?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a couple of weeks early, but yeah.
Yeah.
They usually have snow on the ground by the time Halloween hits.
That's
Do
South
y'all,
Dakota is where I went to Job Corps at, and I wasn't because I was young then, so I was bad. So I was always the one that got in trouble, had to shovel snow, and it was when I had to shovel snow, it was 6.5 feet deep.
Yeah.
good God.
We were in the mountains of South Dakota.
And that was a dusting.
Pretty much.
You learn how to build tunnels real quick.
Well, do you think we're going to have a hard winter this year?
I don't know. I tend to always prepare for very cold winters.
Yeah.
That way, if it's not, then it's no big deal. It's a
Well, now,
nice winter.
I noticed quite a few years back that when they start hollering for a bad winter, shit, it's a mild one.
Yeah.
It's opposite of what they call them for.
Yes, Saskatchewan. I was until I had a kid, and then it switched a switch on me.
Mm-hmm.
That's something how a person can go from badass to where he's having a kid. He's trying to be a role model.
Mm.
A kid will do a whole lot. They'll make a person change quick.
Oh yeah.
Bertrand, growing up, didn't you know a guy named David? You know that guy that fought Goliath? Now,
Done
David-
what? I knew a bunch of Davids.
I remember going to movies on Saturday. We'd all go get together, ride our bikes down to the movie theater.
Oh, hell.
And the funny thing is, we'd park our bikes. I didn't have a chain on my bike.
Yeah, nobody's best for him.
Nobody had chains on their bikes. We just set them there and go in the movies. When we come back out, our bikes are still there.
Yeah.
We'd go over to the mall and just walk, maybe eat something, and go back out, and our bikes are still there.
Yeah.
Well, You did that with bikes. Hell, I left keys in the car hoping somebody would steal them. But come back, wake up, come out, it's still there.
Yeah.
What was
Yeah,
wrong
you
with
used to
government cheese?
leave your windows down and everything.
Yeah.
Not lock your vehicle.
Shit, I
mean,
used to
there was
sleep on the front porch.
crime and stuff, but now, what's the first thing you do when you get home? You turn around and lock your door.
Yeah.
The first thing I mean, they make it easy now. You push a button, it locks your car for you.
You know.
And the sad thing is, it's a normal thing now to do that.
Yeah.
I mean,
really, I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Now,
well, to me, it's a bad thing. I mean, the kids nowadays, that's a normal thing for them.
right?
I was watching a TV show. It's about some people falling in a hole, and they go back 10,000 years or something like that. And then some of them come back, but they end up in the 80s, and it's some kids, and he says, well, my parents used to tell me back in the day, nobody kept their doors locked, and they come up to this cabin, and all the doors are unlocked and everything, and they go in there and eat, and they sitting down watching cartoons and stuff, and said, this is great, this is wonderful. I don't ever want to leave here.
Mhm.
Well, now, I believe the way I was told, the main reason that back in the day, the reason they left the doors unlocked is like if somebody broke down somewhere, they'd come in the house or get them something to drink or a little something to eat. And if they had a phone, call somebody, you know.
Yeah, well, that's how it is in like Alaska and Canada and stuff. I think it's actually a not a law, but if you're out in the wilderness, whatever, your plane crash or you get lost or something, you come across a cabin, it's not against the law to go in and eat and whatever, get warm.
Yeah, for survival.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, last I heard it was against the law to lock a hunting cabinet up. You know.
Well, I don't know if it's a law or whatever,
Yeah.
but
I think they probably still lock it. I mean, it won't be like a normal lock of the front door. A human can open it, but they probably locked it some way so the bear wouldn't break it open and get the food.
yeah, their doors are different. You pull the doors open on
Yeah.
the cabins because
Mm-hmm.
the bear will go up and push it. No matter how big the lock is, they'll push the door in.
Mm-hmm.
I remember people back in the day would knock on the door asking if they could get water from our water hose. Yeah, we'd get them a glass of water, but everybody respected each other. They had conservative values more than anything else, and they'd ask at least beforehand. You know.
Well, nowadays you get cancer from drinking out of a water hose.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
That's what it says. Do not drink out of the water hose because you get.
I know.
I think it's the water hose is out of.
Now, when we was a kid, we rode a bike, and none of us had a water bottle with us and nothing like that.
Yeah.
And we come up on a brick house. And it wasn't old, and there was a water spigot out there. Nobody was home. We knocked on the door, and we started drinking out of the water spigot. Well, then the owners come up. Think about it. You got 4 or 5 kids right there at your water spigot drinking water. You would expect the man to run you off. They went in the house and got us all a glass of water and come back out.
Yeah.
you know. And ever since then, every one of us respected that person.
Oh
You
yeah.
know,
Yeah.
now you
And,
see that they want to either shoot at you or scare you off or whatever. They don't ask,
yeah.
oh,
And there's
wow, what you doing?
a main thing right there was manners.
Yeah. Well, they
Yeah.
don't teach that no more.
No.
Well, now
What was it?
I
Every
can,
what,
I believe I can honestly say the three of us up here on panel, if we didn't say sir or ma'am or tip our hat or whatever, we got our ass tore up or we got backhanded. One of the
oh
two,
yeah.
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. Smack.
Now,
What'd you say? What are you
We
supposed
didn't
to
call,
say?
yeah,
we didn't call adults by their first name.
Not to cross the room.
no,
Yeah.
shit, I could.
There was something. One of those, what they call them, social experiment things. They had some kid uh, go in, and he was saying, asking for something. He said, "Yes, ma'am. No, ma'am. Thank you," and all this stuff. And um, they'd have another kid come in and where's my water and this and that, and um, they wanted to see if they were treated different, and um, the waitress treated them exactly the same, and uh, they went in afterwards and was interviewing her and said, "Could you tell the difference in the two kids?" Oh yeah, the first one was really nice and said yes, ma'am, and no, ma'am, and all this, and you can really tell the difference in who brought them kids up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
um, but they thought that this lady, she was an older lady. They thought this experiment was going to, the one that was rude and everything. They thought she was going to be rude, and she wasn't. And nowadays, they call them Karens and stuff.
or Kens.
Yeah, and they said because that's how they were trying to get the reaction, so she would go off on the kid and whatnot, but she didn't. But nowadays, you get a younger person and somebody would have came in there and done that, then she would have went off on the kid.
Yeah.
Hell, my grandmother always told me to go play in the damn room.
Mine did too.
Go play in the street.
Yeah.
We'll come back to you. Let's get it. Let's return.
Go play in the traffic.
My grandmother told me, it said during a thunderstorm, if you drive a 40 penny nail in the ground, you can hear the devil beating his wife. You know,
How many times
years. I've done it a couple times, but I got to thinking about it. Hell, lightning comes up from the ground. I wonder if she really was trying to kill me.
Yeah, Rome Prepper makes a good point. And you see it a lot in the South. Every once in a while, you do see it around in here, but you can tell the difference in the parents and stuff. It's not this, I hate to say it, but the city folk.
Mm-hmm.
they, especially nowadays, they don't raise their kids that way.
Yeah.
To be respectful and stuff like that.
I don't even think they're raising kids. The TV and the phones do now.
They
Yeah.
trust. Wait a minute. Hold on. I'm gonna have to defend a lot of the parents on this one right here. The way the government has done jacked up prices and everything, a parent nowadays has got to work 2 jobs just to keep food in their house and keep a roof over their heads. I mean, they really don't have nowhere to send their youngins no more. You know, the street raises them.
Back then we sent in a family when the parents had to work.
Right.
Other family members to watch them.
Now, I agree with you. Now, when I come home from school, there was always somebody there, regardless. Okay. But now I'm saying nowadays, all right,
Well,
the government is the one that has killed a lot of our raising up.
Well,
I still don't think that's.
You want me to
An
show you your
excuse.
story, Bear?
It's still the choice of the parent to teach them right.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people out there now that I know the husband and wife works, and their kids are raised right.
I'll give them that, but it's also going to depend on the kids too. Once they get away from mom and daddy.
Well, they're being raised right. I mean,
Yeah.
They followed right. You get home, lock the door.
I hate to say it, but
Sassy cat, you right.
they do bad, and what are you doing?
Punish them.
They get the butt smacked, and
well, and you also got schools that's going against parenting too, and you can't say that.
That didn't work for me. That
still falls on the parent.
They said, "Oh, you can't smack your kid's butt," and I says,
"Bullshit."
I'm going to do it. And I said, if they do something bad where they need their butt smacked, they're going to get it. I said, then you're gonna raise my kid then. and they don't do nothing. I said,
what's this man's
I said, I got my butt smacked real good.
Now I'll agree with you on that, Bushcraft. Okay, but there is a difference between getting your ass tore up and get a beating.
Oh yeah, I'm not talking about
right.
Yeah,
but there is some parents out there who take it to the extreme, and then you really do have parents out there who really do try to teach their kids right from wrong, and those are the ones who is getting in trouble.
Yeah, well, I mean, nowadays you go to the store. If one of my kids acted up, I would just look at them, and they were good. There was none of this screaming and then going through the aisles, knocking stuff down, and they don't do that.
Shit, with my youngins, all I had to do was look at them a certain way, and they'd start crying.
Yeah, they knew the look. You give them that look, they knew it.
Yeah. But
nowadays you go to the store and there's always kids screaming and hollering, and they go, "Whoop! Here, take the cell phone, watch a movie."
Yeah.
And then they get tired of that, and they're screaming and hollering. I mean, every time you go to the store, you can't get away from it.
Well, now, to pop a youngin is one thing, but to stand there and backhand a 5-year-old kid,
Yeah,
that
be
no.
careful, Jeff. Be careful.
Yeah.
Okay.
Back in.
I know what you mean. I know what you mean, though.
Yeah. But other
Yeah.
people don't are misinterpreting.
Yeah, but like my grandpa, he told me to go get a switch because I did something bad,
Yeah.
and I thought, well, I'll show him. I got this little thin little twig out there, and came back and ah!
Well, right. Don't get the ones that's real limber.
Oh yeah,
That's
it's like a little whip.
You learn that real quick, like
Yeah.
the first time.
Yeah,
No, but what I was talking about before you calmed me down, I was
Yeah.
a assistant manager, and there was a grandmother had both of the kids with her. One was a male, the other was a female. Little girl got what she wanted. Little boy asked for something, and he got popped.
yeah,
And
There's definitely a difference in
yeah,
when I say getting their butts smacked. it's
but she looked up at
it's
me.
not
She
an
said,
abusive way.
You know how pissed off that makes me?
Oh
To
yeah, I know.
watch a youngin who can't defend themselves, that happens too.
Yeah, yeah. And nowadays,
Country handling.
even when a man does bad things to a woman,
Yeah.
you go try to stop that, and you end up getting in trouble for it. And
Yeah.
Well, now, I do know a couple police officers told me, in a domestic, they thought, oh, this is going to be easy, just pull him off of her. It ended up both of them jumping the police officer.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's one of the worst calls for them is
Yeah.
a domestic.
Because half the time the woman attacks the cop because they're arresting the husband.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Get your hands off my husband.
Because if she don't do something when he gets out, guess what's going to happen?
Yeah.
Oh, just to let you know, Bear Truth, we got a road trip tomorrow to Free Hanley. She's making chocolate chip cookies.
Yeah. She promised me chocolate chip cookies like 2 years ago.
Oh, you too, huh?
Yeah.
Now, who we talking about making the cookies?
I'm still waiting for my chocolate chip cookies.
Yeah, Free Hanley.
Either that or that's why the mailman got fat and quit his job.
Really, you'd have to bring up the mailman.
Well, he always drinks twice.
It
That's
couldn't have been the milkman, chocolate chip and cookies and milk.
Yeah. I remember the milkman.
Oh,
Yeah.
hey,
Leaving milk on the. I even remember them glass little jugs.
little pint jars.
Yep.
Hey, when I saw the milkman, I ran out to his truck, and he always put the chocolate milk in, and the milk, I don't give a shit. White milk, dark milk, whatever. If it come in a glass bottle, that was the best tasting.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Period.
And you remember the I think they were 5 gallons. They were a metal container. They had that lid on them.
Yeah.
Because I remember having to pick that thing up. We would get those, and when it come out of the, it wasn't out of the cow, but they kept it in a big urn or something like that. Yeah, we'd go up there and fill that thing up, and it was like $3
Yeah.
for a whole thing of that, and we would drink that
Yeah.
the whole week and go back and get another one the next week.
Yeah.
And that was some of the best milk. Oh,
Yeah, it was. And I remember having to go to the ice house to get a block of ice for the ice box.
You
well,
were.
I don't remember that, but yeah. I did see a couple of those though.
Yeah.
But I remember that because there was back then there was no lactose intolerant.
Yeah.
Yeah, we didn't know what that was until what was it, like the 90s or 2000.
Well, you look at it like this, and I'm sure y'all will agree with me. When we were coming up, there wasn't as much drugs in our foods as there is today.
Yeah.
Plants.
And that's where I think that
101 was the link.
Yeah, it's down there.
Okay.
That's where I think that's all come from, is all the hormones and antibiotics and stuff that's been put in there.
Well, my theory is this right here. We really didn't start hearing about none of this till they started putting everything in plastic. That's when all the diseases and everything. And from what I'm told, once you warm up plastic, let's say like in the microwave, it releases the chemicals. That's
the
only
plastic.
from the plastic, and it gets mixed up with your food or whatever.
That's why they say not to put water bottles in your car.
Yeah.
And when it heats up, it leaches the chemicals into the water.
Yeah.
Right.
That's what I seen. I forget who it was. There was somebody. It was one of the. Bear Grylls. He said he keeps a get home bag or a bug out bag in his vehicle, and one of the things he had in there was a bottle of water.
Well, it's a matter of as long as it doesn't heat up.
It's in a car in the summertime. That's going to heat up.
Especially Texas.
Everybody everybody got onto him about that in one of his streams.
Freezing the water, copycat, shouldn't affect it. It's when the plastic reaches a flexible or that kind of state.
It releases.
Well, you look at it. Let's say it's 85 degrees outside. It's liable to jump up to about 100 inside the car.
Easy. Yeah.
So
but
you think a water bottle in there.
Doing it once or twice ain't gonna kill you. But the thing is, if it's like I had water bottles on the side of my door of my truck for months, and I could open it up and I could smell the difference. So
really,
it takes a while for the chemicals to leach into it, but if you leave it in there on a hot day and then come back the next day and drink it, it's not going to hurt you.
Yeah, that's why if you're going to store water in plastic, you want to make sure it's cool, because that's the number one reason why water gets contaminated. And you have like the tablets, and you have to boil your water, even if it's fresh water that you've stored itself. That's why it goes bad. It is because of the way you stored it.
Now wait a minute. 101, you said food grade plastic, but It's plastic. Ain't it got the same type of
Well,
chemicals
that
in it?
kind of plastic is typically made out of cellulose, which is basically wood fiber,
Yeah.
rather than your BPA water bottle.
Okay,
And there's a
because I
different.
thought in a
If
factory
you
when
want
it's
to
being,
if you want to store water properly, you got to have BPA free containers.
Yeah,
okay,
because
It will say right there on the bottle.
yeah,
the food grade plastic has a higher temperature before it releases anything.
I'm looking here at my
okay.
Diet Coke bottle right now to see if it's on there.
No,
I
that's why
doubt it.
that's why they say when you use a bleach bottle and it's empty, even if you clean it out real good, don't use it to store water to drink out of.
Same
I mean,
same
you use
thing with
bleach to clean your freaking water in some ways, but that container's not safe for it.
same thing with milk. You
Yep.
never use your milk jug, no matter how you clean it. There's still going to be bacteria
Yep.
Yeah,
that's
no,
inside the pores of the plastic.
All right, now I want somebody to correct me on something. When I very first started this, one of the first things I wanted to learn how to do was store water. I got to looking, and they were saying to put like so much Clorox into so much water. Is
No,
that true or not? And if
that's
not, why?
that's
that's
for
for immediate
after.
treatment.
That's for after you store it. Because
Yeah.
if you don't store it right, it's going to go bad.
Right.
And that's why you use the bleach after it, not before, because it'll just dissolve and you'll have to do it again.
Okay. How long does the water have to set before you add bleach to it? Would it be
Well,
6
here's
months,
here's
a
the
year,
thing.
or what?
Here's
20,
the thing.
24 hours.
Usually, you can when you have water in a container, you only treat it when you're about to use it, because the bleach will lose its effectiveness really quick
Yeah,
as it treats the water.
there's an expiration date on bleach itself because it doesn't last that long.
Yeah.
Because I've seen people store cases of bleach for the purpose of water and things like that, and I'm like, in 6 months that bleach is no good.
Well,
Yeah.
here's what I do. I have those little glass vials of water treatment tablets that
Yeah,
I showed you. Those are what I
Yeah.
use.
yeah. And also a tip: the liquid bleach is what I'm talking about. Now you can get the powdered chlorine, and it lasts a hell of a lot longer. You can go years with that. But then one of the best things to do with water is boil it.
Also, the powdered versus the liquid is different ratios. Look that up and pay
Yeah.
attention. Don't be poisoning yourself.
Yeah,
You know,
you
one
have to
thing you-
actually know the pH and all that stuff of it before you use it.
One thing they never talk about when they talk about water, malaria pills.
I thought the
You
bleach
should
would
have
kill
some in
that.
your thing because even if you clean the water, if you don't do it correctly, or you trust somebody else that they did it correctly and they did it, yeah, you want those pills. You don't want to go through malaria.
But wouldn't the bleach kill it?
If they actually use bleach. I mean, if you did it, you know you did it right. But if you
What I'm
trusted
saying,
somebody else did it, I'd have those malaria pills ready.
obviously, yes, but
It drops to
you
a gallon of water.
it should kill it, right?
Yeah,
Depends how strong, you don't know how old that bleach is unless you physically do it. Like I'm saying, I'm talking about if it's somebody else other than
If
you.
it was a survival situation, I would rather have the bleach be a little stronger than
and
put a couple drops extra.
Yeah.
Make sure.
Yeah.
and
Well, let's
boil
say
it.
that
Now I know when
Sorry,
I was young and we had well water, my daddy would go buy about a couple of cases of bleach and just pour down in the well.
That's
And
totally different.
Yeah, but that was to kill, like the bugs or rats or whatever fell down in there,
Right.
you know. But you still had to let the water run through the spigot to get the bleach smell out.
You kill the rats, they're floating in the water that you're drinking from the well that you pumped up.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
See, the pump was below the rat.
Yeah. But your rat's in your water.
yep.
That's why you pour the bleach and everything in there.
I know
But
the
you're
bleach
still
killed the
drinking.
rat,
You're
but the
still
bleach
drinking
is gonna-
rat.
Yeah. They just
but
have
he's a
Wow.
clean
white
rat.
hair.
Now wait a minute. If you have your water pump a minimum of 2 feet below the surface and no more than 2 feet from the bottom, that's your ideal clean water.
Yeah.
Okay, your solids will go below that, and anything lighter than the water will float within that 2 feet range. So, ideally, you want to have it somewhere in the distance of 2 feet from the bottom and 2 feet from the top.
What
Yes,
about
exactly.
if you have a well and it's 156 feet of water?
Well, as long as it's below the 2 foot mark.
Look, you never put the pump on the bottom.
On the
No.
bottom.
You put the pump in the middle.
Never. Yeah.
You put it in the
Because
middle.
if you put the pump on the bottom and when it comes on, it's going to kick up all that sediment off the bottom.
Yeah.
Right. Nasty crap.
And you won't have a pump. You won't have water for very long.
You'll be sucking
No.
up old rat arms and legs and stuff into your pump.
And cockroaches and everything else.
Yeah.
Thanks. I didn't
What-
need that image.
One of the best springs you can get, because I thought
Oh,
and this is a spring that comes out of up the mountain or
Right.
earth or whatever. They build a cement little catchment thing, and they have the stump pump that goes down inside there. But I lifted the lid on this thing. I forget what we were doing, and I seen tadpoles swimming around in there and frogs. I said, "Oh, gross! We're drinking that water." And he said, "That's the best water you'll get because that them frogs are swimming in there. It's clean water."
Yeah.
Now, we had crawdads in ours. That's what
Mhm.
we had. And I was told the same thing. They keep it, shit.
Until you
The
pour the
germs
bleach
and
out there.
everything. Yeah.
Chris. Yeah. I remember growing up, we'd be swimming in the river and it'd be so clear and cold. And you could just drink it. You didn't have to filter the water, you just drink it out of the river. Nowadays, you're committing suicide by trying to drink the river water because everything's dumped in them.
You're exactly right.
Whoever invented like styrofoam and plastic needs to be shot.
Well, they do.
Well, they're probably
doing away
dead by
from it
now. Plastic's been around for a while.
Yeah,
Better watch
styrofoam.
McDonald's coming after you.
Yeah, you don't see styrofoam anymore.
Oh,
No,
McDonald's
nowadays
uses
it's like this
styrofoam?
compressed paper shit.
Yeah.
You remember kids eating styrofoam cups?
Chewing on them.
What are you talking
Yeah.
about? I still see that shit today. What do you mean? Remember? I dealt with that crap in high school.
Damn, I thought that was a fad and it's gone.
Oh hell no!
Damn.
No.
About like damn grown ups sucking on a pacifier.
They'd be sitting there and they'd be tearing off little pieces of the styrofoam cup in the cafeteria. I'm like, okay. Then where did it go? Oh, I ate it. Like, what the fuck, bro?
Exactly.
It's the wax up underneath where you're drinking it. They used to chew the wax out from underneath the cup.
Oh no, that was the paper cup.
The paper cup for the
Okay,
wax.
the paper
Yeah,
cups.
but
You're dealing with the glue and
styrofoam.
you're dealing with the glue on the paper cups. Fine. That's.
Yeah.
I would rather eat that than the styrofoam.
And I saw Bushcraft's face when I mentioned grown-ups and the pacifiers.
Yeah.
Damn, that made you just want to smack them.
Yeah, I've came across them, and I was like, "Are you wearing a diaper too?" And they,
Do you know? Do you know why they done that? Grown
the
up.
pacifier?
Yeah, I'll have to tell you this in the back room. It'll get you a strike.
I wouldn't call him a grown up.
Yeah.
You
I
know,
have
pull the pants out, put on a belt correctly.
I never understood that. I mean, first of all, they have to walk a certain way so their pants don't fall down. They
Yeah.
Well, you know they easy to catch if they commit a robbery because they damn sure as hell can't run.
oh yeah.
You know, that's one thing I can credit Justin Bieber. I don't listen to him. I really don't like him, but I've never seen him with a pacifier or his pants halfway down his knees.
I don't watch him, so I wouldn't know.
I'm like you. I
No,
cannot stand that boy.
that's why he put out the song "Baby, Baby."
I knew the Young and Odella song from Justin Bieber.
What?
Oh, nothing.
Shadow's dancer says she's going to drink wine like Jesus did. Problem solved.
What?
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 Shadow dancer says,
I'm going to drink wine like yes. Problem. Yeah, okay, I see it. Yes.
I prefer to drink anything out of a glass bottle than I had out of cardboard or plastic.
True.
Here's
Well,
the thing with glass is it's 100% recyclable.
Mhm.
Recyclable English.
Do you know one of the reasons they outlawed glass beer bottles?
No.
Exactly.
Right.
Barroom fights.
Yeah. There's always that.
Smart.
We still have glass bottles here.
I don't know what you call it, but normal men will get up and use their fists, and
Yeah.
there's that one that will throw a bottle at you.
It's not so bad if it's an empty one. If it's a full one, you got a problem.
Oh, any
Yeah, that's
glass
a party
hitting you in the
foul
head
there.
isn't good.
Well, it's so scientifically proven on Mythbusters that a full bottle of beer has a hell of a lot more mass and damaging power than an empty one.
Oh, no, you never been hit by a shot glass, have you?
No, because I'm smart enough not to get into a bar fight.
They're close to where I lived at that time. It was up in High Point, Greensboro. You could not walk into that bar without seeing a table or chair flying across the room. And there was more women fought in that bar than guys did.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And back then, that was my type of place to hang out.
Because you knew you weren't a target.
Who remembers going into a store and sliding open a cooler and grabbing a Pepsi or a Coca-Cola, and there was a can opener or a bottle opener on the side of the cooler.
Yeah.
You opened up your pop.
Yeah.
Well, as long as you pay for it, you can eat it there in the store.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of times back in, let's say like on Sundays when the store was closed, they left the box open and they done it on a what do you call it? You just pay for it when you come in.
Yeah.
You go around.
I mean, how many times well, not anymore, but you know your grocery store or your clerk or whatever, and you go in and you buy something. Oops, I'm $1 short, and then he said, "Well, you get me next time you come in."
Yeah,
Back then, you had a hell of a lot
Yeah.
more
Honor.
trusted.
Honor system. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah, there is no honor nowadays.
Not even among thieves. They'll steal from each other.
Who remembers going in a store, grabbing a Coca-Cola or a Pepsi and a small bag of peanuts and pouring them in your drink?
Oh yeah.
I've done that many a time.
Peanuts. In
Yep.
today's world, they either do the Skittles or the M&Ms.
Yeah. That house is relative.
No, like I'm serious. They do that shit. I
Yeah.
did that shit in high school.
Skittles.
That goes to show you what type of kids growed up.
Yeah.
I never did it, but like that was what I saw in the cafeteria. Kids eating styrofoam cups and pouring Skittles in their Diet Coke.
There's also milk in your Pepsi.
Oh, shut up, Laverne.
In that house, that's not what she said.
101, you never put peanuts in your Pepsi or Coca-Cola.
No.
Try it one time.
Okay.
Ironically,
Ironically, the nut house.
Done it.
The nut house is finding this funny, just for the record.
Yeah, you're saying there's no such thing as a small bag of nuts. That's not what she said.
These nuts. Got you.
I wouldn't have said what your girlfriend said, Trust.
I was talking about your girlfriend.
Wait, Jeff's got a girlfriend.
Which one?
Wait, hold up. Jeff's got a girlfriend? He's married. Wait a minute.
No, he used to.
Bear, you have a problem.
Would y'all please quit?
okay.
Y'all won't get me in trouble. She's sitting right here beside of me.
Okay.
Oh, we know.
Wait a minute. Hi, Vineyard Checks.
I mean, chicks.
All right.
We love you. Keep on.
Before you guys get going too much there.
You know, I remember going to the store and picking up a 6-pack of beer, and I'd pick up like 10 freaking Chinese candies along with it. And you put a Chinese candy in your mouth while you're drinking your beer.
Which one of them had the little microphone in it? Because the communists like to spy on us.
Have you ever had a Chinese candy?
No.
Okay. Well, it was like a salted dehydrated plum. Those are Chinese candies. They usually came in a jar, and you'd use the little hook things and put them in a.
It sounds like something that rolled underneath the cash register, and they found a bunch of them over the years and just put it in a bowl and called it candy.
And your generation uses a lime on Mexican beer because you can't handle American beer. That's it.
I don't drink, damn it. So.
Oh, you use a pacifier. Oh, okay.
I never bothered with that, putting the lime in, because that's what I used to drink is Corona.
Yeah, the only pacifier I have is Jack Daniels.
Sake.
Yeah, rice candy's good in that house. Yeah, just Tecate and freaking Corona. They always use the freaking lime. If you're gonna do that, just have a margarita.
That's a waste of time.
Yeah.
I heard the Mexicans say the Corona was the worst tasting beer they ever made. That's the reason they shipped it up here.
Well, the newer stuff is. It doesn't taste like it used to.
Yeah.
I would always have a.
Has anybody really gone to a Hispanic store and bought a Coca-Cola from them?
Yep.
Yeah.
I will recommend
Their Coca-Cola tastes 10 times better than ours because it's made with real sugar. It's not made with this additive stuff.
And they're still using the original formula.
Yeah. Well, not the original, but
not the first one, but
they're not putting Coke in it, but
I'm high on cocaine, so.
Yeah.
But 101, if you got a Hispanic store in your neighborhood, go in there and pick up a bottle of Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of things we used to run into.
Walmart.
They ain't got it. They don't sell it.
A lot of things we used. a lot of things we used to run into down south was the beer with the worm in it.
Tequila.
No, we had tequila with a worm in it. We never had beer with a worm
Yeah, I
in it.
don't know. I don't remember no
Beer.
Might have been tequila. I was a kid. Okay, calm down.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, the tequila with the worm in it.
Turn the bottle up.
Yeah, they
Turn the
still got
bottle up. Let the water go to the bottom of the. That's it.
even Peanuts like beer with a worm.
I don't know. Y'all talking beer.
The one will take you in different places.
Oh,
Take-
Lord.
I don't know. I always heard that.
One of the things I used to
No.
like about living in Arizona was you get the carts and tamales.
Oh,
Used to get, well, this is a while back, but you used to get 4 tamales for $1.
yep.
Oh, damn, that
And
has been a
there's
while
the
back.
ice cream. The ice cream was good too because it was all fruit. It wasn't
Mhm.
whatever you get nowadays.
Yeah, the tamales used to be big too, not the miniature
Oh, yeah.
ones now.
Shit,
Yeah.
you got fruity people selling fruity stuff now.
Yeah, I was in New Mexico. I stayed with my friend. None of his family spoke English, and so he was the interpreter. And on every morning, everybody would get up, and this was before school, and make tamales. You'd have one person folding them and one doing the outer bits and one making the filling and everything, and they would take them out while we were in school and sell them.
Now, Harvest Mary Moon posted old-fashioned vanilla Coke, not the kind you buy today. Well, I don't know about the vanilla Coke, but if you really want to get right down to it, old school cherry cola was the best. They would take fountain Coca-Cola, then they'd put the juice from a cherry, pour it in there, then throw the cherry in it. That was good.
Yeah, I used to like sarsaparilla.
Yep.
That was some good stuff.
To my knowledge, I've never had that.
You're too far east.
Yeah,
That was old west type of thing. I don't even know if I mean the old sarsaparilla, not the remakes of stuff they do.
Yeah.
Harvest, no.
I guess it
But
was
we had,
it was like a berry root beer kind of taste.
Yeah. Yeah, I was talking. I think it was TJ and Lake. I wanted to learn how to make a sarsaparilla at home.
Oh,
So I'm gonna start making it at home because I miss it. I miss what you're talking about.
yeah.
We're growing up and having those. And,
Yeah, I remember I don't know if anybody knows what sassafras is.
yep. I do.
We used to make sassafras tea and then put it in the refrigerator and cool it, and that would be like a soda.
Yeah.
And it was
101.
really good for you too.
101 Reed Nut House post.
Fargo or Fago. Fago pop. Okay.
Yeah. Hey, Courtney, how's it going?
I don't know, but I know. I remember growing up on Mad Dog 2020.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Now
You used to go to Circle K, get
Yeah.
get that, and get a half thing of, because you
Bones
got big gulps, and they
Yep.
were big gulps, and you empty half and put that in
Yep.
there, and because that you couldn't get in trouble that way because you were just drinking a pop.
Well, I'm gonna tell you right now, beer and Mad Dog does not go together.
Oh,
Nope.
why would you mix that?
Well, it
Drink one
wasn't
and not
mixed.
the other. Why would you do that?
It did not go down mixed. Okay, we bought beer to begin with, and we was running low on money, so we stopped and got a couple bottles of Mad Dog, and that shit don't go good.
Ugh.
No.
Yeah, it tasted worse coming back up than it did going down.
Oh,
Yeah. Well, we growing up, we didn't have a seatbelt law, and there was no
Nope.
open container law. So
Oh hell, we rode around inside the car standing up.
yeah.
Right on the trucks.
I remember all
Yeah.
the kids in the station wagon be sitting in the back.
yeah.
Well,
Like,
yeah.
in the back.
Grandma had a station wagon.
And if you had a big car, you'd get up in the back window and fall asleep until your daddy slammed on brakes.
Yeah, I remember sitting in the back of a truck. You'd set up on the side,
Yeah.
Fender well.
sometimes not even holding on, just sitting there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now you got to put your butt on the floor, and it can't be in a place where the speed's over 30 or 35 miles an hour.
Yeah,
Wait
Not-
until you see what I'm gonna play tonight for the Hummer electric vehicle. Oh, you're gonna get a
boy.
kick out of this one.
Well, now down here, you're not allowed to ride in the back of the truck at all. You'll get a ticket.
Do people not have any
Nope.
like?
Common sense.
Well, I wouldn't say common sense because that is dangerous, but
Air material.
sense to mind their own business.
Well,
You know what
now when they first started this shit, I went to the junkyard and got a bench style seat, and I bolted that thing to the bed of the
Yeah.
truck.
I did the same thing.
I
Yeah.
still got a ticket because they didn't have seat belts in there.
Oh,
Yeah,
So
I
I
had seat
fixed
belts in
that.
mine. Yeah, I actually put seat belts in mine.
Yeah, and then I got away with it.
Yeah,
I'm sick of people's feelings being hurt.
Excuse me, screw 'em.
Well, you want to hear? I was going to save it for my stream, but you want to hear what I dealt with today? So I heard. I'm asking Bushcraft first. This is dealing with the pew pews. Am I allowed to speak?
yeah.
Okay. So today at work, I get a word from a friend saying, "Oh, there's a few people around here that don't like you carrying. Maybe you shouldn't carry because they may take it as brandishing or something." Like, dude, I've been carrying at work for months now. Everybody in the warehouse knows I carry. So first off, who the fuck would be offended other than the new people? And two, what is it their goddamn business if I'm not violating the company policy and I have a legal license to do so?
Yeah.
Yeah, and if you were a cuckoo person,
Right.
you wouldn't be working there. I'm sure
Right.
the owners would say, we don't want your kind here or whatever. Well, you
Right.
can't say that now, but
Yeah.
Well, obviously.
yeah, they
But
say,
here's
well,
the thing is, okay, it's not against company policy. They allow you. Two, they can have the cops there in about 30 seconds.
mhm,
And three, the only way anyone would ever see it is I have everything on my right side. The gun, pepper spray, and then my phone behind everything else. A lot of the times I'll lift my shirt up to put my phone away because it clicks into the belt strap holster thing because it's an OtterBox. Well, I'll lift up my shirt and maybe somebody would have seen the gun then. But outside of that, nobody sees it. So why do you give a flying fuck what I do?
yeah,
I'm sick of people sticking their nose in
where it
other
don't
people's
belong.
other people's business. Like the whole thing with the pickup trucks just now. I
Yeah.
don't give a shit
Not
if
how-
somebody has kids in the back of a pickup truck. If they get hurt, that's their problem.
Yeah.
They'll learn not to do it again.
Right.
Dana B. I have, in that sense, I have not heard of pain in the ass, but I have heard of sex on the beach followed by an orgasm.
Oh dear.
And they all happy because he had a grasshopper.
What you were saying, 101. How many times have you heard of somebody carrying, going in their place of work and doing the active pew pew person? It's always somebody that's bringing it to work, or
Well, I mean, I bring
To the
mine to
workplace.
work every
they
day.
want that other thing.
no, I'm saying, how many times have you seen that a person that carries all the time and wigs out all of a sudden and goes and does the violence
Not
act of pew pew?
not that I
It's-
can recall. Maybe
yeah.
there was a time or two somewhere, but not that I am aware of.
Yeah, majority of the time it's somebody with that's got the pew pews illegally and then brings them in and does bad to
Now,
people.
I've made it my prerogative to tell as many people in the warehouse that I carry. Why? Because if they see, one, if they know that I carry, two, they see on a daily basis, hey, they know I'm armed on a daily basis and nothing happens, maybe they'll be a little bit more at ease about it. And two, it one, it's to put their mind at ease that if they do
Yeah.
see it, hey, it's not gonna be a problem. It's already cleared with the company. It's already
Okay.
you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like
That's it.
like it, let's say, okay, I thought it might have been some of the new guys that came in because they don't know the company policy. And
Yeah.
I talked with both of them today. It was none of them that said anything. I don't know who's saying these things, but it's a little concerning because I've been carrying there for months. But
Yeah.
um,
Wait a minute.
I make it my prerogative to tell people because, if you do see it, well, then at least I told you I had it. And, well, if you see it, then I'm honest about it. I'm out in the open about it.
And look at it this way. You remember the thing that happened in a mall where a
Yeah.
guy saved probably a lot of people
Couple hundred.
because he was carrying.
Yeah.
Right.
I would rather have somebody at my place of work that was carrying than
Legal.
not have anybody and something bad happens.
And here's the thing. Since I started working there, there's been multiple people I've talked with about what happens if there's an active shooter. A lot of these people have not ever considered that it's going to ever I still hear
Yeah.
today, oh, it'll never happen here. I feel really safe here. Well, what
Yeah.
happens if it does?
And
Okay.
when it does, that's the thing they say. Oh, I can't believe this happened.
Right.
We
You're
have such
so
a great
shocked that
place.
it happens.
Yeah.
And the thing
Yeah.
is, okay, I've discussed with these people. Okay, if it active shooter does happen and we're in this room, we're gonna shut the door. We're gonna run out here. And I told them I'm gonna be the first one to put myself between them and the danger
Hmm.
because, as far as I'm aware, other than one other of my friends that I actually convinced to carry at work, I'm the only guy that carries at that warehouse.
Yeah.
I see it differently, 101. Find out who's complaining about you carrying, and if there's ever an active shooter, send them out there to try to reason with a guy with no gun. And see if their policy works.
Well,
When they start peeing their pants and going, "Are you crazy?" It's like, no, I'm armed. Why aren't you?
I'd be like, hey, like, hey, you go do it.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, um, back in the 80s, unless you worked on a farm or something like that, you never seen anybody uh,
Care.
carrying. It wasn't a thing.
Why?
You
Half the
didn't need
people had
it.
them in the cars.
There. I mean, there was crime. It was a norm. There's always been crime, but the thing is, it wasn't like you had to look over your shoulder every 5 minutes when you go to the store or um, now or pumping gas. Now you go to certain areas, you have to lock your car when you're pumping your gas, and you're
Yeah.
always looking around and
Well,
things
that's
like
what I
that.
do.
And see, when we were growing up, we didn't have that. It was you never seen that stuff.
My routine when I
Fancy
when I
free.
pump when I pump my gas, my routine is I get out, I hit that lock button, I undo the cap, put my card in, make sure my gun is open carry, and I rest my arm on it like a police officer does. That's a retention pose.
Yeah,
And that's just the way I've had to do things. It's sometimes at work I'll find myself doing it through my shirt just out of habit. I'll use it as an armrest, and, and people are, I guess that might make them uneasy. I don't know. But even if it does make them uneasy, I've already cleared it with the people, the higher ups. They know I carry, and what I don't understand is if this person or these people are so damn scared of, to talk to me about it, why don't they, you know, get
yeah,
call management or like there's multiple people I've shown my license to. It's I'm
I
trying to
think
do everything I can to make these people understand that it's not me you have to worry about.
yeah,
I think what it is, the person that come up and told you that is he's the one that don't want you to carry.
Well, here's the thing: is this person is a military
Good.
veteran, and I'm
Okay.
thinking he has PTSD to some extent.
That's possible.
I was thinking that, and I'm not trying to stereotype
Yeah.
anybody that's in the military, but I don't know. It seems like every time I, I'll stand there, my arms, I'll be holding my other hand with my right arm resting on the gun. Every time I do that around him, he'll get a little itchy or whatever. Or every time he sees it, he gets a little itchy. I think it's something having to do with the programming. Trust, you would know. You've been in the army.
No. Yep.
I think it has
It's not
something
the
to do.
programming from the military. He probably just had bad experiences or accidents with
yeah.
weapons.
Well, now I know for a
It just,
fact my brother has PTSD.
And this is part of the reason why I'm so honest about it is because I feel that okay, yeah, you have PTSD or it makes you uneasy, but I'm trying to show you on a daily basis that you don't have anything to worry about. If anything, all the repercussions are on my shoulders.
Yep.
And I've told people many a times, the medical kit I have, I take that to work and they know exactly where it is on my desk. If anytime they're hurt, whether it be in an active shooter situation or just by the nature of the warehouse, they're welcome to go in that kit and use whatever the fuck they have to.
well, why don't they? Because for me, I feel it's just a tool, and it's like
That's what I don't understand is people,
your med kit. I don't feel
right?
comfortable with you carrying that med kit around.
No.
It would be the same thing.
Right. But I just thought it was a little odd that I had that brought up to me today.
No.
And
Let's explain to them. You value your life more than they value their lives.
well, there's that. And Again, I've been carrying there for months. Why is it all of a sudden an issue? You
Yeah,
get
and
what I'm saying?
it'd be so much easier if you and the other person would just sit down and talk and say, "Well,
I
this is
don't know who this
why."
other person is. It was brought
Yeah,
up to me by. It could be the person that brought it up. It could be another person. I don't know.
I
yeah.
just blow it off.
That's what I
Well,
mean. You know.
that's what everyone said in my department when I brought it up. I'm like, hey, so and so told me just now that someone brought this up. Well, one of them, one of the guys is like 65 years old. He's like, fuck them. They if it ain't
It's
going
inside.
any further, and management knows, who gives a shit, you know.
It's
And
inside.
that's what I'm gonna just ignore it. I haven't done anything wrong.
But
I
that's what I'm
kind of
getting at.
agree with
Why
you.
why can't two people, like, if you have an issue with somebody, go up and tell them, and
But the thing
then
is,
maybe you explain it to him or her, whatever, why you carry and whatnot, and put them at ease.
But like,
But nobody does
I
that
think I
anymore.
think they don't understand the concept of I'm not gonna bite your head off about
Yeah.
it. I think they are scared of, oh, this is the guy that has the gun. He has a gun. If I question why he carries, he's gonna flip and he's gonna shoot me or something. Like, no, no,
yeah,
no,
the thing they talk smack to you, you're just gonna shoot them.
fucking idiots.
I want to say something. Uh, I apologize to chat for what I said. I had literally forgot.
About
Private.
Yeah, I forgot there were younger people in the room
oh
about what I said about the drinks and everything.
oh
Yeah.
oh
Yeah,
oh. Okay.
I had to get that out there.
Well,
Yeah, and like you were saying before, it could be uh, a military thing that, because like you don't have to be in the military to have PSD.
PTSD. I know.
Yeah,
But it just
because
so happened that the guy that was brought this up was ex-military and so forth.
Well, it's kind of going to be hard for me to see he's the one complaining about it, you know. But
well,
it's
that's the
like
thing.
it's like he said, blow it off. If it comes up again, try to figure out who it was, sit down, and have a talk with them.
Right.
Hmm.
Yeah.
It,
But
people
that
can't.
right there, I think that's where me and you differ. You let people know you got one. I don't.
Well, I'm around these people on a daily basis. They know
Right.
I talk guns. They know I'm a conservative. I will lay it all out.
Yeah.
And the only reason I ever would tell anybody, one, because I'm there on a daily basis. Two, it's going to be me between them and the danger. And three, telling them, so if they do see it by accident, because again, I keep everything on my right side. If I lift
Yeah.
my shirt up to put my phone away, they're going to see it.
But
So
now
if they
you
see it,
look,
then at least I've told them, and they're like, okay, he's at least told me, he's open about it, whatever.
but there's always going to be one in the crowd. I don't care where you at. And I'll damn near bet you it's going to be a younger person that is wanting to make a little bit of a fuss.
Well, here's my thought. Okay, we have two new guys. One, this 65-year-old dude that really doesn't give a flying fuck. He'll tell you how it is. And
Okay,
two,
mark
this
him
young,
out.
this 21-year-old kid from California that just moved back to Michigan.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
There's your problem.
Yep.
Ding, 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 ding.
And I talked with the kid today, and I told him, "Do you know that I carry?" And he says, "No, I didn't know you had a gun. Whatever. None of my business." He tried to play it off. I think it's him. If I had to pick somebody out of the warehouse, I would say it was him, because everyone else knows. Nobody else has ever talked to me about it, unless of course they're gun advocates themselves.
Right.
And I showed him my license. I showed him,
But it didn't start till you told this one person, though, right?
No. I didn't come up to this new kid until after I heard about what was going on.
Okay.
So
Did you ask him why
my
he
military
talk to
buddy
you?
told me that people have been talking, and it could just be gossip, but it does bug the shit out of me because that can put my job at risk.
Yeah.
I would assume it's him because California and
Mhm.
liberalism and crap like that, you know.
Well,
Usually, if they give you too much information, that's usually the person it is.
Yeah.
What do you mean? Too much?
Well, instead of saying no or whatever, he brought up that, oh, really? I didn't know you carried.
Yeah.
It's putting too much information into it. That's usually how you catch people in lies and stuff, because they
Which way was his eyes moving when you told him?
Well, I did pat my hip with my clothes over my gun. I'm like, yeah, I got it right here, kind of thing. And, I couldn't really tell.
well, when
But
you find out who it is, one just tell him, hey, stop worrying. I have
Well-
Sling TV. I watched Speed like 100 times. I know. Shoot the hostage and just hand it off.
I hadn't thought about that one.
but yeah, if I had to pin somebody that I suspect, it would be him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't worry about it until
Let it play out.
you have to worry about it.
I mean, you're not out there freaking pulling it out, pointing it at people and stuff, so it's not a problem. You have a license. You're doing what is required by law, so there
And
shouldn't
if,
be.
and if anything, okay, company policy says I have to keep it concealed. But the thing is, with Michigan law, you can have open carry.
Yeah.
Now, the only time that I could see that it might have been an issue was it just so happened yesterday. Okay, I had my hoodie on, and then I have my regular T-shirt. I hooked the T-shirt when I have my hoodie on. I hooked the T-shirt behind the gun so I can still get to it, but still have it concealed behind the hoodie.
Yeah.
What
Mhm.
probably happened was when I got up from the lunch table in the break room, he was sitting across from me, and it just so happened that I had my 45 on me, and he probably saw it when my hoodie side of my hoodie moved out of the way. He probably saw it and freaked the
Oh,
fuck out.
yeah.
So,
Shit happens.
and you know what? Shit happens. And the thing is, if people are offended by it, come talk to me.
Yeah.
Or, better yet, go talk to management and have them bring it up with me. I'm open with my managers about the fact I carry. I've handed them photocopies of my license.
Mhm.
I can't be any more open about it
Yeah.
other than literally open carrying. This is kind of what I was going to bring up with my title for EDC tonight. What you carry on yourself on a daily basis if you don't carry your pack. So
Mm-hmm.
expect a short iteration of this story again later. Not to this extent, though.
Well, I definitely want to pull that, you know what, in Texas, because you can carry swords here.
Oh
Okay.
hell, I'm moving to Texas.
Yeah,
Next stop, Texas. Choo choo.
any size knife that you want to carry, all the way up to a sword, is legal now. Just like
Oh
before.
yeah, you remember when there were the recruiting areas when there were shots fired into those places,
Well,
and veterans came out fully decked, and
Yeah.
they stood guard at the recruiting areas
Yeah, I remember that.
down in Texas, and it stopped.
mhm.
You know, I had forgot all about that till you just now reminded me.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
but they don't have veterans to protect the schools. That's the thing I don't get.
Right.
Yep. There's some that have volunteered,
Mhm.
and one of them was in Texas. Another one was in Oklahoma, and they wore orange jackets and said, I forget what it had on there, but pretty much they were there to protect the kids.
Yeah.
Was that in Texas?
Yeah,
One
there
was
was
in Texas,
one in
was
Texas and one was in Oklahoma.
You know,
Because I vaguely remember that, and they was made to stop.
No, these
No.
these wasn't. They were praised for it,
Yeah.
and said it should be more of a thing. And if you get clear, like a veteran, because there are veterans that have issues, and it's because of what they went through and stuff.
Agreed.
But there are some that are just perfectly fine, like any other person walking down the street,
Mm-hmm.
I
and
would,
they would put themselves in front of anything coming in to protect a kid.
Yeah.
what's funny is the only thing that I ever joke about shooting at work is the printer
Yeah.
because it makes a screeching noise every time it prints a piece of paper. It annoys the crap out of us, and we're like, "Is it time to take this thing out back and shoot it? I can oblige if you want to,
Yeah.
But
WD-40.
In the
no,
bathroom with the,
Jeff. If you saw the internals of this printer, it's from the 1980s.
Like
Gears
I
are
say,
stripped. It's not.
yeah.
No.
That was before Xerox came out.
yeah,
But-
but WD-40, you know, it tired up, and you wouldn't have to worry about no more.
It's funny. One day I said to my supervisor of the whole warehouse, I'm like, "Hey, can I take this thing out back and shoot it yet? It's kind of annoying." And he kind of laughed, And the thing, that's what I don't get. Is like, I can make a joke about that, and they know I have the capability of doing such a thing, and the bosses don't give a flying fuck. So I'm going to ignore this whole situation at work,
Yeah.
and
Sorry, Chad.
I come in at my time, I leave at my time. I never try to cause any shit with anybody. You know what I
Yeah.
did?
I wouldn't worry about it.
I know. I mean, I am worried about it. The fact that people talk about it, but at the same time, because that's
Let's
how
talk
shit
about the
starts.
kind of peanuts you freaking eat, or the
Well,
M&Ms you have. Oh, did you see he was having peanut M&Ms instead of the peanut butter ones? Who cares?
That's the thing, though. Like if I was a person that worked at the place you did, and I didn't carry, if something went down, I would be looking for you.
Yeah.
I'd be because he's going to be the guy that they won't go for.
And the thing is, I told this kid from California, I'm like, you do realize if a workplace shooting did happen, I'm the first one to put myself between you and the danger, right?
Mhm.
And he kind of just sat there quietly. because he didn't seem to either grasp the concept or he didn't know what to say.
He's too young. They don't know that.
Right.
They don't know that something bad happens. There's somebody that will stand up instead of run into the corner and hide with you.
Right.
Mm.
Especially in California, because the majority of the youngins are that way.
Yeah.
I mean, they stand behind a computer screen and pick fights with somebody because they know they won't see them face to face.
Yeah. Yeah, the problem with the school systems are with the veterans there. The veterans should never have the magazine inserted in the weapon.
Oh, they
Once they found
know.
out what was going on, they would insert it and charge the weapon. But until then, I mean, no. They weren't handing their weapon to the kids, letting them play with it or anything either. I mean, most of us have been deployed. We've been surrounded by the kids in Iraq and Afghanistan and stuff. We know how it is. But they couldn't understand that. They rather trust teachers that have one firing class, maybe a 10-hour session in a classroom, and they have a fully loaded firearm in their purse or their jacket pocket
The,
that's hanging on the coat rack.
the thing that I was going on about at work was to the guys in the department was if work really wants to be, nitpicky about this, I will bring in my certificate of my training and all that,
Yeah.
by all means, I can't always keep it concealed because just the nature of work. Sometimes I'll reach up for a box and the shirt will pull up, or uh, whatever. It's just the nature of things.
Mm.
Now, granted, I do imprint on the shirt sometimes. You obviously can tell what it is, but I don't think I have to worry about imprinting at work, considering everybody knows.
Yeah, and for the school thing, I would rather um, have my kids in a school where a veteran that has been trained to use a weapon um, hundreds of hours because that's they have to qualify it's they have to use it a lot,
Yeah, there's a
and
lot of calculating.
they tear it apart and they have to put it back together and all kinds of stuff. Every little aspect of that thing they know. I rather have that person protecting my kid than a security guard that maybe went 8-hour training course.
Yeah.
Grace, Grace says he's probably scared of you prepping. And that's why I try to alleviate any of that anxiety when I talk with people about this shit.
Yeah.
It's not that he's scared of you. He's scared of the gun. He thinks it's just going to jump out of the holster and start shooting people.
Yeah,
Like most of that.
and that's the thing about it. Everybody's afraid of an object instead of the person holding the object.
You know, it's funny. I was explaining this to the new guy, the 65-year-old that's in my department. I told him the reason I choose the 1911 as a platform is because it has so many safeties to it for my work environment. If I bump it the wrong way, if I, it's got different mechanisms to it until I'm actually ready to go. Um, but it is also one of the most smoothest platforms in existence, in my opinion.
Yeah,
And he totally agreed. Him being of as old as he is, he understands that you know where this new kid, the 21-year-old, I don't know about him. He keeps to himself, but at the same time, he's always just kind of there. It was weird. I was talking about the situation in my department, and we have these little shelves with all the product in it. We pick it and put it in a box and ship it out. And he's sitting on a stool in between these shelves, and I'm like, I'm talking with someone else in the department. I didn't know this kid was sitting in between the shelves, and I'm talking with somebody else in the department about the situation with the gun, and I'm like, it's probably this, that, and the other thing. It's not going to be a big deal. Management's on my side, yada, yada, yada. And I turned to pick product from the aisle that the kid's sitting in. And I'm like, oh, shit, you're in here. This kid's always there.
Oh,
Weird. Like, he's kind of creepy a little bit.
oh.
Yeah, probably be more worried about him than you.
Maybe that's what it is was this dude trying, hey, did he have
Yeah,
thoughts of
Yeah.
things? And
you're the speed bump that he doesn't like.
yeah, you see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Now, I agree with the linear checks. How can the teachers protect them if they're too busy writing stuff on the board and doesn't even know what's going on in the classroom?
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Yeah, I know a lot of teachers have been hit with paper balls,
who did that?
spit wads.
Bueller?
It was funny.
Especially the spit wads.
Today at work, our HR department came down with snacks and that, and they brought the big old boxes of chips that you get for Halloween, put them in the break room, and we're like, great, HR's for paying us by paying us with 35-cent bags of chips. Yeah, why not just raise my paycheck? And HR was like, hey, so there's snacks in the break room if you want them. The fact is, they remembered my name, and I'm like, holy shit, I haven't talked to these people in almost a year, and they remembered who I was. So, which indicates they talk about me a lot, or at least enough to remember me. So at least I must be well liked,
Yeah.
because I've lasted. I've more than enough given them a reason to fire me. It's just they don't.
Yeah.
Or well scared of.
There's that too.
Well, I go talk to him. You talk to him.
Right.
You crazy? You know what he's packing? You're HR. You hired him.
You hired him. Yeah.
You should have given him his raise instead of those tips.
As much as I hate some of the people there, I would never. I would still put myself in between them and the danger of an active shooter, because nobody. They're still innocent people. They no. Okay. I'm the type of person. Well, hold on. I'm the type of person that. Okay. Yesterday I scratched my supervisor's car with my truck. I handed him $20 for touch-up paint. He looked at it, and it wasn't that bad of a scratch. He handed me back the 20. He says, "Don't worry about it." Do you really think that's the type of guy that would end up having an issue with a firearm at work?
No.
Not at all.
And
front.
what I was getting ready to say is, you would do that because you have compassion for another human, and that there's a lot of people that nowadays don't have that compassion. Like if you see somebody get hurt and you go over to help them, a lot of people will sit there and look at them, and then the dumbest thing, are you okay?
I don't think I could live with myself if I didn't do anything.
Yeah.
If I at least tried to do something, I could live with myself and say I tried. If I'm one of those innocent bystanders, or that just, another statistic, if you will, no, I couldn't live with myself. I couldn't sleep at night knowing that, hey, I could have done something.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now, do I know if I'd choke in the moment? I don't know. I've never been in that situation. But at least I have the mentality to at least try.
Yeah. Imagine how those I don't really want to call them police officers, but the thing that happened in Texas, that they set out and waited. I don't care if I would lose my job afterwards. if they ordered me to stay out there while stuff was going, because you could hear the things going on inside, how they
No.
could sit there and wait out there, I don't know. And
We-
you got to know that's hurting them.
Well, they fired all of them. They fired the whole police department.
The school fired the police department from that. The woman who was involved in that, the police department fired her on kind of what she said, and it was recorded. She said, if my youngin was in there, I'd went in there and got my own youngin.
Yeah.
She was fired for saying that. Yeah, no,
This is
no.
the shit that I'm
Right.
talking about with
Yeah.
my whole situation at work. Is why are y'all people so damn concerned with other people? Mind your own shit, please.
I mean, yeah, look,
Because they gotta blame everybody
police
else.
officer said, and there was a woman who went in there and got her youngin. They
Trust,
showed that on TV.
trust
Yeah.
you'll know the saying of lead, follow, or
Get out of the way. Yeah.
That needs to be put into practice.
Yeah, but they don't give them that training. They don't have the opportunity for that training because they're so
No,
undermanned.
I'm not just talking the police. I'm talking just in general society. Either
No, I know.
spearhead it or get out of the way.
Well, the biggest thing you got to understand, why didn't the school systems have something in place already after 9/11?
Thank you.
I never thought of that.
It doesn't fall on the police. It doesn't fall on anybody else. It falls on the school system. And of course, they're going to target the cops to try to protect their jobs in the school. And the people fall for it, and now they're blaming the governor.
I've had many a times, actually 3 times that I can think of, that I've had my life threatened here in the Metro Detroit area. And people always ask me, why do you carry? Well, why don't you? Like, do you not see the stupidity
That's a good
of
reply.
people?
Yeah.
That's a good reply.
Yeah.
Why don't you?
Why don't you?
It's going to turn into the Wild Wild West in like 6 months. You're going to
That's
get
what I've
notified.
been trying to
Yeah,
tell
right.
people, but they don't see it.
No.
What do they usually say when you tell them that? Why don't you?
I don't usually tell them that. I give them
Oh.
other reasons, but my initial thought is to be a sarcastic asshole and tell them, why don't you?
Yeah.
Well, I usually will bring up, one of the 3 stories that I have. The one in the Walmart parking lot guarding my mom, or the other one of the guy choking me out my truck. He actually had hands on me. I didn't have my gun on me, but I had my pepper spray, and I used my mag light to defend myself. Or recently, I passed a guy on the right, and he pulled up in the intersection ahead and banged one on the side of his truck. Like, you want to go? I usually bring up one of those 3 instances because that puts into perspective, hey, shit does happen places.
Oh yeah.
It can happen
Especially up
anywhere.
there.
But they don't look at it like that. That's their problem.
Why don't they look at it that way?
Because of the media.
Because the way they have been raised, like, and I'll say goody goody two shoe, like that. They've not been raised on the bad side of town, or they've not gone through the bad side of town to see what can happen.
Now hold up. I was raised goody two shoes, if you will. I went to a Catholic school. I never went on the bad side of town. I never dealt with any of that. But I still understand the danger.
If you were raised goody two shoe, why are you carrying a gun?
Because I understand that this world is basically a hellhole, and that the people in it are very unpredictable. You don't know what's going to happen when you walk out that door.
Exactly. 90% of the people don't see it that way.
I think it has a lot to do with um, how much you believe in the media, because the media, it's basically who pays the media is
Now,
what they put on there. So if they say bad, everything bad about it, it's the weapon, and nothing about the person. That's all they get in their brain. It's that, ooh, it's a weapon.
now,
Weapons
one
bad.
thing
Weapons
this
bad.
guy did say, this California kid, he did say, and he did agree with me that the media is trying to brainwash us.
Mhm.
Evil.
So I don't know, but
I'll see you in about 10 minutes.
I was gonna say I'm about ready to pop out
Yeah,
here.
Out.
he's got to drop his kids off at school.
Oh, sorry about that. This is Bushcraft stream.
Okay, Dana B says it's absolutely disgusting. We have to even talk about this. Thank you.
Yeah,
I should not have to. Well, okay, it was my choice to bring up the story about the work thing, but it shouldn't be an issue for me to even bring up.
yeah. It's
It's
just like, why are you carrying a comb in your pocket,
Why do you
or
carry your wallet?
why are you carrying a pocket knife?
What do you have your keys in
I'm
your pocket
scared.
Dude,
in your car?
okay, if I had $1 for every time somebody'd ask me at work, can I borrow your pocket knife? I would not have to work at this place anymore. Okay, people don't even carry these not the Boy Scout knives, the little
Yeah.
like it's like
Well,
what the hell are y'all scared? Like y'all are scared to just walk out the damn door.
Oh, I
Why
don't
do you
have
even
any.
bother coming to work if you're so damn scared of objects? Sorry.
Bushcraft.
Hmm.
You remember what we was talking about in the back room before this got started?
Oh yeah.
man, he's got a selfie stick.
Damn right.
Um,
Now, if you
what
learn how to
what did
use
I
it,
say about what? I didn't read all that about what?
so
Oh,
since you talked about what you're going to talk about on your stream, what are you going to talk about now on your stream?
Because I don't feel like talking about it now on the stream.
Well, I'm gonna reiterate, the work story really quick, and then
yeah.
we'll talk about like EDC stuff, what you carry on yourself on a daily basis. It just so happened my firearm is part of that.
Are we going to have a part two, how the world changed?
If
Bushcraft?
you want, I mean, we can continue that. I don't care. It seems like my show has been the continuation of Bushcrafts anyway, as of late. So, all right, I'm gonna drop down here and get my shit going. I'll
Out.
see y'all in a few minutes. I think my thumbnail fits.
Yeah, I liked your
Yeah,
thumbnail.
I think that I think that fits pretty well. Me in my 20s with my 63-year-old back pains. Yep.
Dude, don't even get me started with your age at 63-year-old back pains.
Oh well. All right.
Don't
Prepping
be
101.
Out. Damn, you got me throwing it on Bushcraft now.
Well, I want to thank first the mods for keeping everything running smooth and safe, and thanks everybody else for coming watching us jibber jabber about the old days and current affairs and all that stuff. And make sure you go over and show some love over at 101s, and we will catch you on the next one.
Out.